I'm Cherie Johnson, and you are watching MogulMediaTV.com.
This is the Entrepreneur's Choice, Mogul Media TV. Right now, we're here with an entrepreneur who started at a very young age, Miss Cherie Johnson. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
Good. This is late night. We do not sleep in this business.
Well, I don't know who it's late night for, but it's kind of early for me. Bedtime is until 5 a.m.
Wow.
Right before the sun comes up. I'm a vampire.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And who are some of your inspirations?
My acting inspirations, I would say, are Sydney Penny. I don't know if anybody remembers her. Definitely Sally Fields, because she has a career that I would love for mine to portray. Like Oprah Winfrey, of course, Halle Berry. I actually love me some Vivica Fox. Another inspiration of mine is definitely Sean Connery, Robert De Niro. Robert, me and you, sex scene coming soon. I feel it. As far as producers, because I produce now too, I'm not just an actress, would definitely be Mr. Jerry Buckheimer. In fact, I've started to call myself Cherie Buckheimer for the last 3 years.
Those are very unique inspirations.
Yeah, I would say they're unique inspirations, but like, if you follow Jerry Buckheimer's career, it's exceptional. He's gone from the big screen to the little screen and back to the big screen again. And I've gone to the little screen, to the big screen, and I'm hoping to go back to the trying to get to and do some TV. So maybe, you know, except for the difference between me and Jerry Buckheimer is not only do I want to do it as a producer, but I also want to do it as an actress.
How did you get your start into television?
I got my start 30 years ago when my uncle wrote a show called Punky Brewster. He thought it would be interesting for them to use the name Cherie. It's unique since the other girl's name was Punky, and I didn't understand why, if it was my name, I couldn't do the part. He told me it wasn't up to him. He had sold the show to NBC, and then after that, I auditioned 7 times, and I finally got the job.
7 times?
7 times. They auditioned girls in Chicago, in New York, and in LA.
And what was your response when they told you got the part?
I was 6 years old, so not to be cocky, but I was like, well, nobody else can really play Cherie but Cherie. It only made sense to me. Plus, I didn't really understand what I was doing. Like, I was just going to work with one of my best friends. I didn't realize that it would catapult into something as big as it did.
And what was your experience like on that show?
Punky Brewster gave me the best childhood a little girl could ever have. You know, some kids, their field trips were on buses. Mine happened to be like on the NBC News helicopter. It was very normal, but with a little different twist.
And I noticed you met some very special people along the way during that show. You did the Say No campaign. You met the late great Andy Gibb and then DeBarge.
Oh yes, Andy Gibb is one of my favorites. I had a huge crush on him for a very long time. And then I met another one of my crush who I thought I was going to marry when I grew up, and his name was Chico DeBarge. It also gave me the opportunity, well, Soleil and I, to introduce the Just Say No to Drugs campaign and take it to the White House, where we got to tour sometimes with Miss Nancy Reagan.
Ah. After Punky Brewster ended, you was blessed with another part, Family Matters. How did that?
Yeah, well actually it wasn't right when Punky Brewster ended that I was blessed with Family Matters. I did a couple movies in between. I did Days of Our Lives in between, and then
the soap opera.
Yeah, I was a soap opera girl for a minute. I was on, oh my god, what was I on? Okay, it was 30 years ago. I don't remember what I was on, but after I was on it for a while, then I auditioned and I got the role on Family Matters.
That was another milestone. What was that experience like for 8 years?
It was actually 9 years.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, well, it was 10 years, 9 seasons, and I came on after the first season. It was wonderful. It was a show called Family Matters. After you spend that much time with people together, you end up becoming one big happy family.
The most clumsiest character on the show, Urkel, what was he like?
I think there was two clumsy characters on the show. One was Urkel, but the other one just happened to be my man, and his name was Waldo or Waldo Faldo.
Yes, and I remember you worked with him before Family Matters too.
Absolutely, Waldo. Well, I won't call him Waldo because I hate when people call everybody their character names. But Sean Harris also guest starred on Punky Brewster, so we've known each other since we were like 8 years old. And yes, I'll answer the question. We still talk to each other today. He's like one of my best friends. And in fact, if you ever really want to know a lot of stuff about me, he's the person that everybody should probe because he knows a lot of my little hidden secrets.
Really?
Yes.
And who else you still keep in touch with on the show?
From the show, the little boy who played Little Richie, his name is Brighton McClure. He is now on Young and the Restless. We're very close. I see him all the time. And in fact, we have a movie coming out together called The Intruders. It should be out the beginning of next year.
Ah.
Yeah. It was fun to work together again. Plus, by the time I got to work with him again, he was an Emmy Award winner.
Also, there was someone very special who I had a crush on but is no longer with us, Michelle Thomas. What was she like?
Michelle Thomas was one of God's little angels. She was like a big sister to me. She's really sweet, with a great heart.
You had a good relationship with her on the show?
Of course we had a good relationship. I said everybody who did Family Matters was kind of like a family, so you spend, 9 years together and you see each other every day. It's like having a sister.
Where did your passion for being a literary entrepreneur come in?
My passion definitely came from when I was 5 years old, actually before I started working. I lived in a neighborhood where there was no library. Our library was burnt down because they didn't want black people to use it in 1964. So my mom used to take me 3 cities over on the bus and take me to the library. I thought it was the most beautiful building I had ever seen, and my mom told me the best way to go down in history was to write a book. So I always wanted to be remembered when I was gone. It took 30 years to make the dream come true, but my first novel, Around the World Twice, is out. I also have a poetry book out called Two Different Walks of Life. You can get them both on Amazon and Kindle. It's also available in like Books A Million, Barnes & Nobles, many border stores, on Nook. And my third novel is about to come out called Peaches and Cream.
I saw the trailer to that. What's that about?
Peaches and Cream is about a young lady named Peaches from a small town called Duquesne, Pennsylvania. She is very determined. She does not take no for an answer. And she has no problem with her sexuality. I'll just leave it like that.
What was some of the sacrifices you made to become successful?
I haven't made any sacrifices to become successful. Maybe losing a little bit of sleep, but I have a lot of goals, and thank God I've been able to accomplish all of them. And every couple years I make new goals for myself, that way to keep it interesting.
Which do you like better, acting or writing books?
People always ask me which I like better. Do I like the acting, do I like the producing, or do I like the writing better? Honestly, I'd have to say acting is my marriage, okay? Because it's definitely how I started and it's been with me the longest. We have a 30-year relationship. And then producing has been for the past 10 years, so I would call that my mistor. Like, men have mistresses, I have a mistor. And I would say my mistor is keeping my marriage happy. And then when it comes to my writing, that's kind of like my therapy. When there's a problem with my marriage and a problem with my mistor, I go write it out. So between working with my therapist, which a lot of actors do, and having my mistor, it gives me a stronger marriage.